Number 3, budget your time well. And so this is huge. And this is something we're going to be under the gun with today. Like we have an hour and 15 minutes to rehearse 6 songs, 3 of those which we don't know. And that is just a crazy thing to think about, which we all have to do, you know? And I'm hoping some of these guys are going to jump in, but a couple things that I do when I'm like high level approaching, I have an hour, typically it's an hour and 15 minutes. By the time we're all hearing ourselves and it's time to go, I start with the main set. So say there's a starting song, maybe there's an offering song, maybe there is a special music song, maybe there's a closing song. I just put all those on the shelf and I'm just going for that main 3 or 4 song set because I feel like that's mainly what we're there to do. Not that the other ones aren't important, they're super important. I'm just saying like that 3 or 4 song set, if we're gonna get to something, I wanna get to that because I want to create a 20-minute experience and like something that somebody can actually have a conversation with God without being super distracted. And right, and so that's what I do. One thought about that. Once we get done with that, if we have time, we move on to the next important song. And typically we'll get through it, but most of the time, if I have an hour and 15 minutes, I'm definitely not going over like 5 songs, like max. And sometimes it's just 4 songs and we'll reprise a song because I just want to maximize what we can do and deliver. Anybody have thoughts on budget your time?
Yeah, I would say as a part of formalizing and creating an excellent culture in a rehearsal, one thing that I've experienced just as a win is strive for using your rehearsal as a time not to learn the songs, but as a time to perfect them. And I know it's easier said than done, but having that as a vision, maybe for yourself or your department or your team, you'll find your team go to the next level. If you can communicate, man, guys, rehearsal is going to be a time where the expectation is you've heard the tunes and you've spent time on it, and we're just going to perfect it, and we're going to be here for an hour, maybe hour and a half, and we'll all love each other a lot more, and it'll be a lot more fun. So that's one thought that I have on that.
Yeah, so rehearsal, and I loved these questions before. That's such a great idea, and I love the honesty. We're always going to have my band, and sound guy is a lot. These guys, play with us often. They always know their parts when they come, and sometimes they get paid to play, sometimes they don't get paid to play, and it's always like a good idea to not make your rehearsal. Granted, we don't have a rehearsal on a different day than and I know a lot of you do. You'll be like, hey, let's rehearse on Thursday night and then go Sunday. So, we lead a service on Tuesday night for young adults. So we rehearse and then we go. And then we lead a service on Saturday. We rehearse and then we go. And so you have less options there. I realize that. It's like, you don't have like some days in between a rehearsal and go time. But all of our guys come in knowing the songs. And there's always going to be somebody who like had a hard week. They're listening to the new song we're doing on the way there. They're kind of like trying to make a little chart in their head. And, I'll know that and I'll have some charts. But I print charts every week, but rarely use any charts as far as the band is concerned. I'm always using, because I can't remember any words. It's an issue. Pray for me. I try. I spend time on it. It's difficult. So anything else on budgeting your time?
I think, Shane, you do a good job always communicating with the team ahead of time. And along with, having excellence in it there's a lot on the worship leader there too, to make sure that everybody has the right versions of the songs and has the charts ahead of time. Anything that any ideas you're thinking of, or if you want to change a song up, anything that you can communicate or talk about ahead of time. There's even times with me in piano where I might reach out to the electric guitar player ahead of time about something I'm seeing in a song that maybe we need to share a space, or maybe I hear something, I'm like, oh, we need a track for this, and I'm talking to the worship leader ahead of time, instead of waiting till we're there and then trying to deal with it and it being an ordeal.
And I think, too, that a lot of that has to do with the culture that is created in the environment that we work in, because if you come, because of the culture, if you come and you don't know the song, you're going to feel pretty awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because most people know it, and then if the guitar player, like a lot of times, won't know the lead line, and then like everybody's trying to sing it to him, you know, and it's just like, you don't want to be that guy, you know. But so, I mean, I think all the guys, even now, I mean, because of that, and it might take time for your team, whether you're a tech guy or whether you're whatever you're doing in a service, but to take that back with you and say, man, band, if your worship leader is not giving you the songs in time, it's just like, man, we want to be excellent. Hit them up. I mean, some of our guys, if Shane hadn't set the songs, they'll hit us up. They're like, hey, do you have a set list for Tuesday? I mean, they'll do that. And I think if you're in the band and you want to be prepared, push each other towards excellence. You know, I mean, I think, I just getting the village involved is super helpful, and even giving each other that authority to really like speak into each other's lives in that. It's just like, man, we want to come prepared, man, and let's just encourage each other and build each other up in that. So